Hello children, today's topic is maxima and minima and its applications. So before we discuss about the conditions about the maxima and minima, let us try to understand a few terms using graph. So here you can see that I have taken a graph of function fx, and here I have considered the function fx for the interval 0, 4, 0, 4, okay, and in this interval, okay, in this interval we find that there is one value, okay, of x for which the function becomes maximum, and that value is 1, okay. So in this interval 0, 4, x equal to 1 is that point at which, okay, the function becomes maximum in this interval, okay. So this x equal to 1 is called point of maximum, and the value of the function is said to be the maximum, okay, maximum of that function in that interval, okay. And one more thing you observe over here, that at x equal to 3, okay, this function gives you -8, and you will see that for this interval 0, 4, okay, this is the minimum of the function, okay. So this value 3, x equal to 3 is said to be point of minimum, and the value that you get from for x equal to 3 is called minimum value of the function, okay. So I think maximum and minimum value of the function is clear to you, okay. Now next term is stationary and stationary or turning point, okay, stationary or turning point. So stationary and turning point is nothing but the point of maximum or minimum, okay. Like here if you see 1, okay, 1 is the point of maximum for this interval, okay, 0, 4. So 1 is nothing but a stationary point, or you can say it is turning point, okay. Same way, even the point of minimum is also called a stationary or turning point, because like here you can see this is the point where you can see this function is minimum in this interval, okay. So x equal to 3 is stationary point, okay. And you should always remember that at turning point or a stationary point, okay, at turning point, like here turning point is 1 over here, okay. So at turning points derivative is always 0, okay. That means if I draw a tangent over here, the slope of that tangent will be 0, okay. Like here you can see this is the turning point, okay, because this is the point of maximum, okay. So this is a turning point, and at this turning point, okay, derivative is always 0, okay. That means slope of the tangent at that point will be 0, okay. Like you can see over here, just I moved from little away from that turning point, then slope became 1.32, but at point of maximum, that means at stationary point or turning point, slope will be 0. So same way, if I take this tangent at the point of minimum, that means at stationary point, then slope will be 0, okay. That means derivative at that point. So derivative at stationary or turning point is always 0, okay. Or you can say that derivative at maxima, okay, point of maximum or point of minimum is 0, okay. So you should always remember that derivative at point of maximum or minimum is 0, or in other way you can say that derivative at stationary or turning point is 0, okay. Now let us see the test for the for finding the extremum values. Now what do you mean by extremum values? Extremum values means maxima, okay, or minima, maximum value or minimum value, okay. So here we are going to see the first derivative test for finding extremum values, okay. So in this test you will be given a function, okay, and what you will do is you will find the derivative of that function, okay, and after that you will equate that derivative equal to 0, and then you will solve that derivative and you will get the value of x, okay. Like here, try to understand from this graph. Like this function is given to you fx, okay. So first you will find the derivative of that function, okay, and what you will do, you will put that derivative equal to 0, okay. Once you will put derivative equal to 0, and when you will solve, you will get the value of x. That value of x will be either the point of maximum or point of minimum, okay. So after that, what you will do is, like suppose when I'll solve derivative for this function, I will get x equal to 1 and x equal to 3, okay, because these are the 2 points at which derivatives are becoming 0, okay. So I will get 1 and 3. Now next what I have to do is, you can see that from the graph you can make out that this point 1 is the point of maxima, okay, but when you are doing it, solving the problem, at that time you don't have the graph with you, okay, so you can't make out whether the x equal to 1 is point of maxima or minima. So what you can do is, you have to check the value of that derivative, okay, for the value little less than 1, okay, and then you have to check the value of derivative for x little more than 1, okay. So like here you can see that right now this tangent is at point 1, okay, so slope is 0. But if I take little less than 1, okay, here you can see that I have taken 0.9, which is less than 1. So in that case you can say that, see that slope is positive, okay. But if I take little more than 1, okay, little more than 1, like here I took 1.1, so here you must observe that the slope is becoming negative, okay. So this implies that, okay, this implies that this x equal to 1 is point of maximum, okay, because sign of the derivative is changing from positive to negative, okay. Like slightly less than 1, okay, when I took a tangent at slightly less than 1, then I got the slope positive, okay, and when I took little more than 1, in that case slope is coming negative. So here you can observe that slope is like you can see the derivative is changing its sign from positive to negative. So in that case that point will be point of maximum, okay. Now let us see for the point x equal to 3, okay. For point x equal to 3, what you observed, at point x equal to 3 derivative is 0, okay, but if you take x slightly less than 3, then the slope is negative, okay, and you just take now x little more than 3, okay, then you see that slope is positive. So what is happening over here, the sign of the derivative is changing from negative to positive. So in that case that point, okay, that point is the point of minimum, okay, that point is point of minimum. So what I explained you in this graph, okay, the same thing is given over here in these steps. So first we are supposed to find the derivative, then you have to put that derivative equal to 0. So in that way you will get the values, okay, for which derivatives are becoming 0, okay. So that means those points are turning points. Those points are turning points, means those from there you can get point of minimum or point of maximum depending on the how the sign of the derivative is changing, okay. So what we conclude is, like once you find those values for which derivatives are getting 0, okay, then what you do is first like here you saw that we had got x equal to 1, so then we saw the derivative for x less than 1, okay, and then we saw the sign of the derivative x greater than 1, okay. So same way if derivative changes sign from positive to negative, okay, as x increases through the c, then x equal to c is the point of maximum. Okay, like here you saw that. Okay, like here you saw that at x equal to 1 derivative was 0. Okay, and little when x was little less than 1, then derivative was positive, and when you took x little more than 1, then derivative was negative. So here derivative is changing from positive to negative. That means x equal to 1 is point of maximum. Okay, and next, if derivative changes sign from negative to positive as x increases through c, then x equal to c is the point of minimum. Like here, for x equal to 3, derivative was 0. Okay, and when you took x little less than 3, then derivative was negative, and when you took x little more than 3, at that time derivative was positive. So here you saw that when you are moving when you are increasing x, okay, when you are increasing the x through x equal to 3, okay, then sign of the derivative is changing from negative to positive. So that x equal to 3 is nothing but point of minimum. Okay, and the third part is, suppose you found that if the derivative is not changing, okay, its sign. Now third thing is, if the derivative is not changing its sign when x is increasing through c, in that case, okay, in that case your function is that point is neither maximum, point of maximum, neither point of minimum. Okay, and in fact that point is called point of inflection. Okay, point of inflection. So let us see questions, okay, where we are going to use that first derivative test. Here it says, find the local maxima or local minima if any. Okay, here local maxima and local minima means the same, whatever I have explained you about the maximum and minimum value. Okay, using the sign of the derivative. Okay, that means we have to use first derivative test. So here function is given to us. Okay, so what we'll do is, first we are going to differentiate it. Okay, so after differentiation I got this, okay, derivative. So now what we'll do is, we will put this derivative equal to 0. Why? Because we want to find points at which derivative is becoming 0. Okay, so we will put this equal to 0 because we know that the for point of maximum and for point of minimum, the derivative will be 0. Okay, so we will put this equal to 0. So when we will put this equal to 0, we will get x equal to 0. Okay, so that means x equal to 0 could be point of maximum or point of minimum. Okay, right now we don't know. How we will come to know? By knowing the sign of the derivative. Okay, so what we'll do is, for this derivative, this is the derivative that we had got. Okay, now for this derivative what we'll do is, here we can see that x is involved over here. So in place of x, suppose I put a value, okay, which is less than 0. Okay, in place of x, if I put a value which is less than 0, okay, then what will happen? Denominator part will remain positive, but denominator part will be minus 2 into something less than 0 will be negative only. So numerator will also become positive. So positive upon this positive, so this whole thing will become positive. That means derivative, okay, at a point little less than, okay, 0 is positive. Now what we'll do is, now we'll see what will be the sign of the derivative if I take value of x little more than 0. Okay, so here in place of x, if I take a value which is little more than 0, so this will be negative only. Okay, because I have to take a positive value. So minus 2 into positive will be minus something, yes, and down this will be positive. So that means total will be less than 0. So that means derivative will be negative. Okay, if I take value of x little more than 0, and sign of the derivative will be positive if I take value of x little less than 0. So what happens here? Sign of the derivative is changing from positive to negative as we are moving from as we are increasing the value of x through 0. Okay, so in this case what happens, this point x equal to 0 is point of maximum. Okay, so thus if derivative changes sign from positive to negative, so x equal to 0 is point of local maximum and local minimum value is this. Okay, so if you want to know the maximum value, so you know maximum value is coming at x equal to 0, so in that function replace x by 0, so you get that maximum value. Okay, the second question is this: f of x equal to x cube minus 3x. So here first we'll find the derivative. So after derivative is 3x square minus 3. Now we will put this equal to 0 because we want to know the point of maximum and minimum, because we know that at point of maximum and minimum derivative is equal to 0. So we want to find at which points this derivative will be 0. Okay, so we will put this equal to 0. So after solving this, I get x equal to plus minus 1. So I get two values of x, 1 and minus 1. So it means that at this point x equal to 1 and minus 1, derivative is 0. But till now it's not clear to us which point is point of maximum, okay, and which point is point of minimum. So what we'll do is, now first we'll take x equal to 1. Okay, we are taking x equal to 1, and for x equal to 1 we will check the sign of the derivative. Okay, we will check what will happen if I increase the value of x through 1. Okay, then what would be the change in the sign. Okay, so if I take x slightly less than 1, okay, in this derivative if I take x slightly less than 1, so what will happen? It will be something less than 1, that means it will be 0 point something. Yes, so when I take a square of 0 point something, that would be less than 1. Yes, so here I'll get a negative. Okay, because x square will be less than 1. Okay, so that means I'll get a negative value. Okay, so this whole of this derivative will become negative if I take x little less than 1. Okay, and next when I take x more than 1, okay, in that case this will be positive. So what we observe that when we are increasing the value of x through 1, then sign of the derivative is changing from negative to positive. That means x equal to 1 is the point of minimum. Okay, it's point of minimum. Now let us consider x equal to minus 1. Okay, when x is slightly less than minus 1, now what we'll do is we will check the sign of the derivative. Okay, so this is the derivative. Okay, so if I put something less than minus 1, okay, something less than minus 1 will be what, like minus 2, yes, minus 3, like that. So in that case this will become positive. Yes, but if I take x slightly more than minus 1, that means I have to take something minus 0 point something. Yes, so in that case x square will be less than 1. Okay, and in that case this will become negative. So what we observe that when we are increasing value of x through minus 1, okay, in that case your sign of the derivative is changing from positive to negative. That means x equal to minus 1 is the point of maximum. Okay, it's point of maximum. Okay, this is left as homework for you. Okay, and this second derivative test for finding extremum values I will explain in the next lecture. Okay, and we will see problems for this. Okay.